Hello storytellers, Parul Banka here. I'm here to talk about what you should wear when you are a speaker. What should you wear when you are a speaker? This was a question that was asked by one of the members in the group, Jill Brown. So in this video, that's what I'm going to attempt to answer. Okay, the easiest and the safest thing to do when you are stepping into the role of a speaker is to find out if there is a dress code and follow that. That is almost like a no-brainer. So if, let's say, you are a speaker at a fundraising event, just find out if there is a dress code. Most of these events will have a dress code. If you are speaking at a business networking event, speak to the event organizer in advance and find out if there is a dress code and adhere to that. That's the easiest and the safest thing to do. If you are meeting people in a different place, find out more information, because that is going to help you plan and make sure that you don't stand out in the wrong way. So that's the easiest and the safest option when it comes to what should you wear when you are the speaker. Now, following the dress code and sticking to the dress code is all about fitting in. Fitting in as per the norms or as per the guidelines of the event. But what about a situation wherein you don't really want to fit in? How about that? I want to talk about an event that I participated in a few years ago. If you go to my Facebook profile, either my business page or my personal profile, there is a picture of me speaking. It's actually a gala fundraising event that was organized in London. It was for a cancer charity, and I'm wearing a bright blue sari in that event. So this is what happened. It was a black tie event. More than 100 people in that hall were wearing black because that was the dress code. There was one woman who was wearing green, and then there was me, the speaker. And so before the event, what I did was, obviously, I spoke to the event organizer and I found out what the dress code was. Hi Nanda, thanks for joining. I spoke to the event organizer and found out what the dress code was, and they said, yeah, wear something formal, it's a black tie event, wear something appropriate. And then I had to think about it, and I said, oh, how about I wear a sari? I wear a sari? And they said, oh, I've never been asked that question before, but I see, why not? Go ahead and do it. So I had the permission from the organizer of the event, and I decided to wear a sari. Now, there was a very good reason why I took that decision. I had a huge responsibility on my shoulders that day. Through one event, we were looking at raising more than £30,000 for the cancer charity I was speaking for. £30,000 on one single evening felt like a lot of money. And as the speaker of the evening, I wanted to do everything in my absolute power, absolutely everything that I could do to get everyone's attention on me. And so what I thought was, is there something I can do to grab everyone's attention even before I step on the stage? That's the question I asked myself. Is there something I can do to grab everyone's attention even before I step on the stage? It was an unfamiliar audience to me. I didn't know those people because of how the event was organized. I had very little information, little to no information on the audience. So I wanted every possible thing that I could do to make the most of the situation. And I thought, oh, what if I stand out just by somebody looking at me? And so I decided that I would dress up differently. I decided that I would dress up differently. And so, in a black tie event in London, I wore this beautiful bright blue sari, and I did my speaking in that flowing sari. Now, here's the thing, if you think about it, who wears a bright blue sari in London at a gala fundraising event, at a black tie event? No one does that. Well, not many people do that. I should frame my sentence, because I've done it. I did it because as a person, I'm okay to stand out. I don't have a huge need to fit in. That's something that I really want to share with you. If you are somebody who plans to stand out by looking different, but have a huge need to fit in because you don't like the attention on yourself, or you get uncomfortable when the attention is on you, probably this strategy is not for you. So what really happened on that evening was, as soon as I stepped into the venue, it was March, so it was still pretty cold. It was a cold March evening in London, and when I walked in and I took my winter coat off, and people saw me in this sari, trust me, everybody was looking at me. And I wanted that attention that evening, because I wanted everybody to notice me as the speaker. And so even before I stepped on the stage, I had honestly everyone's attention, which was great, because that's exactly what I wanted, because people were thinking, oh, who's this girl? Who's this girl in a sari? And people were curious, and I could see that lots of people came up to me and we had a conversation, and I said, yeah, I'm speaking today. So I started building a relationship with my audience, even though I didn't know them. And it was great. It also meant that it put a lot of pressure on me, because people started getting to know me. I couldn't just hide away anymore, but then I didn't even want to hide away, because I had to stand there on the stage, do my speech, inspire people, and persuade them to reach out into their pockets and say, hey, come on, take my money. That's what I wanted to do. That's what my objective was. And so I was okay to stand out. So going back to Jill's question, what should you wear when you are a speaker? Well, the safest and the easiest thing to do is to find out what the dress code is and stick to that dress code. And then depending on, do you really want to stand out? Depending on how you look. And is that a great strategy? It is a great strategy, but you should have the confidence to be able to pull it off. Otherwise, it can go off horribly wrong. So if you are new to speaking, I won't suggest that you straight away do this. You do a few engagements, do a few speaking assignments, and then try and look completely different, because when everyone's attention is on you, it can increase the pressure of making that great speech a lot more. Now, that is about speaking from the stage. But what about when you are doing speaking, let's say, on a video? Well, honestly, I think when we are doing live videos or pre-recorded videos for social media or for our websites, I think it doesn't really matter much. As long as we are dressed appropriately and aren't looking shabby, it's okay. Honestly, when I watch somebody's video, I don't care whether they are wearing formals or whether they are wearing casuals, or whether they are wearing pink or they are white, or whether it's black they're wearing. I don't care. I just look for good content. So as long as we are dressed appropriately and we aren't looking shabby, that should be okay. And if somebody is really so bothered about what you're wearing and what color you're wearing and how you're dressed up, probably they are not somebody you would want to work with anyway. So that was my 2 cents on what do you dress up. as when you step into the role of a speaker. This is something that we look into a lot of detail in my speaking coaching. In the section after you have grabbed a public speaking opportunity and you want to make the most of your presence on stage. So this comes under my online course called or the coaching aspect, which I refer to as rock that stage, because then once you have that public speaking opportunity, you want to do everything in your power to make the most of that stage time. I'm Murag. Thanks for joining. I'm just about to wind up. I'm talking about what do you wear when you step into the avatar of a speaker. So we looked at two things, so speaking from the stage and speaking on live videos, dress code. Sticking to the dress code is the safest and the easiest thing to do. However, I've not always done that, and I've shared my reasons because I wanted to literally stand out from the moment I stepped foot into in the venue. And I pulled it off well, but if you're not an experienced speaker, if you're new to speaking, settle in first and then try and stand out. Otherwise, it can go horribly wrong. And the third thing that I spoke about is what do you wear when you're doing videos or pre-recorded videos or live videos? And I said it doesn't really make a difference as long as we are dressed up appropriately. Oh, the sun has just come out in London, and I'm just about to finish what I had to say. So Nanda, thank you for joining. Thanks Murag for joining. Thanks everybody for watching. And if you have any questions, do drop them and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.